I think the story for me, it's the Rays. Let's get into it because it's landed in a perfect sports talk situation, right? Everyone was, the Rays are the Rays. They've been good for a few years. They were injured a lot last year. How good can they be this year? Tough division, et cetera, et cetera. 9-0. That's really hard to do in baseball, whoever you're playing, but they probably did play 3 of at least the bottom 4 or 5 teams that we will see this baseball season. So the run differential is insane, Trev. They're starting to bust out old baseball teams that you haven't heard of. The New York Gothams and the St. Louis Maroons are being quoted. So with all of that, Trev, what are you doing?
What'd you just say?
Yeah, their plus 57 run differential is third all time behind the 1884 St. Louis Maroons and the New York Gothams. So with all of that, Trev, what are you doing with your Tampa Bay Rays?
I'm buying. I mean, look, we knew this team was going to be good if healthy. And I think most of it stemmed from the pitching staff, and they've been lights out as well. There's some funny stats here. I have an article up from The Athletic talking about pitches per inning, and they trail only the Dodgers at like 14.3 pitches per inning. That means you're getting out there, and in 14 pitches, you're getting back to go hit again. That's insane. So pitching staff, it's been good. We expected it to be good. The offense is absolutely clicking, and I think that's hasn't surprised people. But we didn't really put that offense in like an upper echelon offenses for the big leagues. And, they're leading the league in OPS, and you can talk about those teams. They're still big league teams, man. And again, I'll go back to it. I think when you play those teams that are kind of bottom of the barrel roster teams, you could expect your pitching to dominate, but you still got to go out there and hit. I think offensively, you're gonna have some big games, but there's still big league pitchers who on these teams, there's some guys that can chuck it a little bit. I think that's the thing that's most impressed me has been Tampa's offense. They don't have anyone. I'm reading this right now in the top 10 in OPS, but they have their entire lineup just absolutely crushing the ball, which that makes sense. It's not one guy carrying this team. It's a bunch of dudes having really good starts to the year. They can play defense. They can run. I mean, this team is, you're a Yankee fan, so you've seen it up close and personal. They're a very scary team. And I can't wait till they start, playing some teams where people are going to give them credit for. Because I think you're right about the sports talk radio. It is the perfect storm. And I think it's viable to talk about the teams they played. I think it's fine. You could do both. You could gush about the Rays start and how good they look, and you can point to their health. But you can also say, look, they played some inferior teams. I want to see them do it against big boys. And I think you're perfectly fine saying both of those things.
Trev, it's the start of the season, so you can cook the books. Guys are still hitting 400, or guys are getting on base at a 500 clip. The Rays have 7 batters that have a 1 OPS.
Yes.
That have 23 plate appearances or have played in, the majority of their games. Up and down the lineup, they're doing it. The pitching, which, when I think the generic baseball fan thinks of Rays baseball, you're like, yeah, they're going to pitch a little bit. The pitching has been lights out. And yes, it is major league competition. There's no argument about it. And hey, I think 2 of their games have been close wins. They have 2 1-run, or no, those are just off days. Everything's been a blowout.
Everything.
It's impressive. It's impressive. I think the problem, and where we say it becomes that sports talk radio, is, the other, every side is right. It's very impressive what they're doing. Let's see it against other teams. And what does that look like? Because, I doubt that all 7 of those guys are going to have a 1 OPS. And I don't know if Springs and Rasmussen will go the whole season with 0 ERAs. So let's see that next step. They play the Sox in a 4-gamer, and we've said our piece on the Red Sox. We think they're going to hit a lot of bit. We're not sure how much they're going to pitch, but it is a step up from the competition they've seen. And then I think they go at Toronto after that. So, hey, either way, and I saw a couple comments that actually it was on Wake and Jake where I was talking about in 2021, I think it was what year did the Rays won the division and they went 18-1 against the Orioles. And I said that won the division. And a couple Rays fans weren't happy about that because they ended up winning the division by 8 games that year over the Sox and the Yankees. And a little bit of that is fugazi math because the Yankees and the Red Sox did not have the same record as the Rays against the Orioles. So I don't mean it in a chopping way because guess what? Each game of this 162 schedule means the same. So if you can dominate these lesser teams, you put yourself in a better position. And I know for the Yankees, and I would love to hear from some of the other teams around the leagues, that when they play some of the lesser teams in previous years, they don't view it as a let's dominate and go. They view it as a let's survive with lesser pieces. There was a Yankees-Tigers series, I think, in 2001 that they called up 2 or 3 AAA pitchers just to pitch in that series. That they were like, if we can keep our other guys healthier for the other games. And I see where that mindset can come in, but I don't think I agree with it. Get your wins where you can get your wins because during the season there's injuries, there's slow streaks, there's bad times. Whenever you can get a win, and the Rays, they're 9-0. Like they've built a 9-game cushion above 500 that if they play 500 baseball the rest of the season, I know this is a weird way to look at it, but if you end up 9 games above 500, that's a 90-win team. Is my math right there?
Yes. Wow.
How about that? A little math.
Wow.
Little math pod for you. That, hey, collect your wins. Let's see what it looks like against everyone else. I know Siri just went on the 10-day IL for them. I hate that for them, but I know Glasnow is on the path back. That, yeah, man, this is a talented Rays team. Yeah, let's see them play against everyone else, but also good on them for 9-0. That's tough at any point of the season.
We talked a lot about going into the season. There's some guys at the top of the Rays lineup that are gonna hit the ball. Andy Arozarena, Wander Franco, Yandy Diaz could do it. Bilal, there's a lot of guys up there, but we're like 1 through 9. How are they gonna do? You said 7 dudes with a 1 daughter right now. I can go even better. 11 dudes that have 20 plate appearances or more have an OPS plus over 135. Contributions up and down the lineup. And if you want to talk about the schedule, which, like I said, you can, but if your favorite team doesn't go 9-0 against the Nationals, Tigers, and the A's, they don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
That's difficult. If you saw that, okay, if you're a good team and you saw those 9 games on the schedule, I know you're thinking 6-3, 7-2. You're thinking that. You're saying, we got to go get these games. We got to go win these series. 9-0 is different. And the way they've been doing it, I think, is the biggest thing. Just absolutely demolishing the baseball, lights out pitching. Red Sox come in. I don't expect their bats to cool down at all. The pitching might have to, work a little bit harder with that Red Sox offense, but the bats are going to stay hot. Oh, what do you think, man? Is it a 4-gamer with the Red Sox? 3-gamer.
4-gamer. 4-gamer.
What do you think? At end of the series, you got 4 games. What are they?
Let's see. They're at home. Honestly, I would assume they'd win 3 out of 4. It's at home. They're playing good baseball. Because they've been dominating this games. I just looked at their bullpen usage. Nobody's getting overfried or burnt out down there. And I think if you're the Rays, like, guys do listen to the media. Think about this. If this was your career and you were a ball player, which Trev, probably unrelatable for you, you kind of want to know what people are talking about you and what's going on. There's a couple guys that are, your big country boys that don't know what a podcast is still. Yeah, they don't hear it. They do not. But a lot of the guys do. That the Rays know the conversation, and they know that they're playing a team a step up, and they're going to want to show people that, yeah, we're here to do it this year. And, I guess for me, if you told me before the season the Rays were hosting the Red Sox in Tampa for 4 games, I would have told you they would have won 3 out of 4 too. So in a way, my view hasn't shifted too much.
Okay. I mean, my view has definitely changed on them. I thought they were a good team, but if you're getting these offensive contributions down the lineup, which again, you stated, they're not going to be $1 throughout the year. But you don't have to be. Like, let's get with that rotation and that entire pitching staff, be an average offense if you're going to the playoffs. If you're above average at all, you're probably winning the division.
Yeah, and I guess a couple names that jump out to me. Well, actually, it's a lot of names, man, because I was going to go young guys. Josh Lowe, they talked about him last year, and it kind of didn't happen, so maybe this is the year. He's 25. He's a prospect. Paredes was a big prospect. They got him from Detroit. You saw him in the WBC. Thick King. And then Wander and Lau, their middle infield that on any given day can be some of the best players on the field. Yeah, man. Let's see more of it. But, if you almost guaranteed yourself an 18-win April, that sets you off for a good season. So, congrats to the Rays. A's fans, Adam Oller had a nice start in the first game. So that's, that's exciting. That's exciting.